Hello students, welcome back to our class on LPP. So today I will be discussing on the topic duality in linear programming problems. Okay. So with every linear programming problem, we can associate another linear programming problem which is closely related with the original problem, in the sense that solution of one can allow us to read the solution of the other without actually solving it. Okay, the original LPP is called the Primel problem, and the associated LPP is called the dual problem. Okay, so an LPP of maximization type is said to be in standard Primel form if all the constraints are of less than or equal to type and all the variables are non-negative. Okay, so first of all we have to write the LPP in a standard Primel form. Okay, so if it is a maximization problem, then all the constraints should be less than or equal to type. Okay, and all the variables should be non-negative. Okay, so then we will say that this problem is in standard Primel form. Okay, and in matrix form, if you just observe, in matrix form we can write this as C1 C2 Cn, that is the row vector C1 C2 Cn multiplied with the column vector x1 x2 up to xn, right, subject to these constraints. Okay, so just we have written the coefficients in the form of a matrix. Okay, just as we do in case of solving system of equations by matrix method. Okay, so it's a11 a12 up to a1n, a21 a22 up to a2n, that way am1 am2 up to amn. So it's an m by n matrix. So if there are m constraints and n variables, the coefficient matrix that we get is of type m by n. Okay, and multiplied with this x1 x2 up to xn is less than or equal to b1 b2 up to bm. Okay, so since we want to write all the constraints using a common symbol, that is why we stress on the fact that every constraint should be of less than or equal to type. Okay, so even if we have greater than or equal to constraint, we can convert it to less than or equal to by multiplying both sides by -1. Okay, that is how we do it. So in short, I can write this as maximize z equal to cx subject to the constraints ax less than or equal to b, where x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so this x greater than 0 means what? Every component of x is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so where c equal to c1 c2 up to cn, this is called the cost vector. Okay, x equal to x1 x2 up to xn is the matrix of the variables, and a equal to aij is called the coefficient matrix, and b equal to b1 b2 up to bm is called the requirement vector. Okay, and the dual of the standard Primel is suppose this is your standard Primel, maximize z equal to cx subject to ax less than or equal to b, where x is greater than or equal to 0. The dual of this problem will be minimize zd equal to b transpose w subject to the constraints a transpose w greater than or equal to c transpose. Okay, so the problems are related in a nice way. This b here, the requirement vector here, becomes the cost matrix here, cost vector here. Okay, and the cost vector in the Primel becomes the requirement vector in the dual. Okay, of course with transpose, right? So this is simply the dual of the standard Primel. Okay, so let us see one example. Consider the standard Primel maximize z equal to 2x1 plus 3x2. Okay, so it's a maximization problem, and see all the constraints are less than or equal to. So it is already in the standard Primel form. Okay, so directly we can convert it to the dual. Okay, so in first of all we will write it in matrix form. Maximize z equal to 2, 3 or 2 3 into x1 x2. Then if you just observe from the constraints, you can find out the coefficient matrix 1 minus 1 2 minus 3. Okay, into x1 x2 is less than or equal to 8 7. So this is the matrix form. So maximize z equal to cx such that ax less than or equal to b, comma x greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so thus the dual is what? Dual is minimize zd equal to b transpose w such that a transpose w is greater than or equal to c transpose, where w is greater than or equal to 0. That is minimize zd equal to 8 7. So B was the matrix 8 7, the column vector 8 7, and so B transpose will be the row vector 8 7. Okay, C was the row vector 2 3, and so C transpose will be the column vector 2 3. Okay, and this less than or equal to sign will change to greater than or equal to. Okay, so this is what is happening, and after we write it in matrix form, we can again convert it to the usual form, that is minimize ZD equal to, just if you multiply this and this to 8 into W1 plus 7 into W2, and this also you can multiply 1 into W1 plus 2 into W2, then minus 1 into W1 minus 3 into W2. Okay, so that way we can multiply, right? So we have this as the dual of the given LPP. Okay, so let us see another problem. Write the dual of maximize Z equal to x1 minus 3x2 plus x3 such that x1 minus 7x2 plus x3 is less than or equal to 8, and x1 minus 2x2 minus 3x3 minus x3 is greater than or equal to 7. Okay, and x1 x2 x3 greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so here what is the problem? It's a maximization problem, no problem, and one of the constraints is less than or equal to, but we have a greater than or equal to constraint also. So what we need to do, we need to convert it to the standard Primel form for maximization problems. So in order to do that, we have to convert the greater than or equal to constraint to less than or equal to constraint. So we can do it by multiplying both sides by minus 1. Okay, so the given LPP can be written in the standard Primel form as maximize Z equal to x1 minus 3x2 plus x3 subject to x1 minus 7x2 plus x3 less than or equal to 8, and minus x1 plus 2x2 plus x3 less than or equal to minus 7. Okay, so what I have done, I have just multiplied the second constraint by minus 1. Okay, this is what I have done. So in the matrix form, I can immediately write it as 1 minus 3 1 multiplied with x1 x2 x3, and if you just have a look at the coefficients here, it will be 1 minus 7 1 and minus 1 2 1 multiplied with x1 x2 up to x3 less than or equal to 8 comma minus 7, 8 and minus 7. Okay, so this is of the form maximize Z equal to Cx such that Ax greater than or less than or equal to B, comma x greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so its dual is minimize ZD equal to B transpose W subject to the constraints, or such that A transpose W is greater than or equal to C transpose. Okay, W greater than or equal to 0. So that is minimize ZD equal to, just substitute the value of B transpose and C transpose and A transpose here. So immediately we will get the dual. Okay, so if you simplify, it's 8W1 minus 7W2 subject to the constraint W1 minus W2 greater than or equal to 1 minus 7W1 plus 2W2 greater than or equal to minus 3. Okay, and W1 plus W2 greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so one thing you can observe here, we started with the dual problem, Primel problem, where there were 3 variables and 2 constraints. Okay, and when we construct the dual, we end up with 2 variables and 3 constraints. Okay, so this in fact is the relation between Primel and dual. If the Primel has m variables, okay, or say if the Primel has m constraints, then the dual will have m variables. Okay, and if the Primel has n variables, then the dual will have n constraints. Okay, so this is what is happening. So if the Primel is given as a minimization problem, in that case, how to find out the dual? So in case of minimization problem, the standard form will require that all constraints are greater than or equal to type. Okay, so its dual is maximize ZD equal to B transpose W such that A transpose W less than or equal to C transpose. Okay, just minimization is changed to maximization, and the greater than or equal to sign is changed to less than or equal to sign. Okay, so that is how we can find out the dual for a minimization problem. So for example, let us try this. Find the dual of minimize Z equal to 5x1 minus 3x2 plus x3 subject to these 2 constraints, x1 minus x2 plus x3 greater than or equal to 8, and 3x1 plus 2x2 minus x3 less than or equal to 7. Okay, so how do I find out? So you observe that this is a problem of minimization, but all the constraints are not greater than or equal to. Okay, so there is a constraint which is less than or equal to. So what do I have to do? I have to convert it to greater than or equal to symbol. Okay, So we can do it by easily multiplying both sides by -1. Okay. So immediately we get the standard form of the primal as this: minimize z equal to 5x1 minus 3x2 plus x3 subject to the constraints x1 minus x2 plus x3 greater than or equal to 8, and minus 3x1 minus 2x2 plus x3 is greater than or equal to -7. Okay. So that is minimize z equal to 5 minus 3 1 multiplied with x1 x2 x3, and then subject to the constraints we write the coefficient matrix multiplied with x1 x2 x3 greater than or equal to 8 comma minus 7. Okay, so that is we have written it in the form minimize z equal to cx such that ax less than greater than or equal to b. So the dual will be maximize z d equal to b transpose w such that a transpose w is less than or equal to c transpose. Okay, so immediately we can substitute and we can get this as the the dual. Okay, now there are some problems where you will have inequations as well as equalities. Okay, and some variables may not be non-negative. Okay, so such a system of LPP is said to be a mixed system. So if an LPP consists of a mixture of equations, inequations, non-negative variables and unrestricted variables. Okay, what is an unrestricted variable? The variable whose sign is not known to us. It may be positive, it may be negative. Okay, so then we follow the following steps below to convert it to standard primal. So if you have an equality constraint is converted to two equivalent inequalities. Okay, so for example, if we have a constraint of this type x1 plus 3x2 is equal to 8, we convert it to two inequalities. So first we write it as this is less than or equal to 8, this is greater than or equal to 8. So when these two hold simultaneously, this is equivalent to saying that x1 plus 3x2 is exactly equal to 8. Okay, so equality is replaced by two corresponding two equivalent inequalities. Okay, and then if you have an unrestricted variable, then it is replaced by the difference of two non-negative variables. Okay, so difference of two non-negative numbers may be positive as well as negative. So if you have an unrestricted variable, say if x1 is unrestricted, we replace x1 by x1 dash minus x1 double dash, where x1 dash and x1 double dash are non-negative variables. Okay, another thing, if the primal is of maximization type, all the constraints are converted to less than or equal to type, and if it is of minimization type, then all the constraints are converted to greater than or equal to type. Okay, so that way we can convert. So now there are some relations between primal and dual which we have already seen, and just I have listed it here. If the objective function is maximization in primal, then the objective function is minimization in dual. Okay, and the other way, if the objective function is minimization in primal, then the objective function is maximization in dual. Okay, and requirement vector in primal becomes the cost vector in dual and vice versa. Okay, and coefficient matrix A in primal is will become the coefficient matrix A transpose in dual. Okay, so the constraints with less than or equal to sign in primal, this will give constraints with greater than or equal to sign in dual. Okay, similarly, if we have greater than or equal to sign in primal, the constraints in dual will be less than or equal to. And one more important thing, if the ith constraint in a primal is equality, then the ith variable in the dual is unrestricted in sign. Okay, we will see some examples. If the ith variable in the primal is unrestricted in sign, then the ith constraint in the dual is an equality. Okay, we will see both the examples. And number 9, if the primal has a finite optimal solution, then the dual also has a finite or optimal solution, and both the problems have the same optimal value of their objective functions. Okay, so this is also very important relation between the primal and dual. If we know the solution of the primal, we can read the solution of the dual. Okay, so let us try writing the dual of this particular problem, which is a mixed problem. This is a minimization problem. Minimize z equal to 3x1 plus x2 subject to the constraints 2x1 plus 3x2 equal to 7. Okay, so we have an equality here, and here in the next constraint I have a greater than or equal to symbol. So for the next constraint there is no problem. The problem lies with the first constraint. So since it is an equality, we convert it to two equivalent inequalities as 2x1 plus 3x2 less than or equal to 7, 2x1 plus 3x2 greater than or equal to 7. Okay, now the given LPP is of minimization type. That means every constraint should be greater than or equal to. So we will multiply the first constraint by -1. So in the standard form, we can write the primal as minimize z equal to 3x1 plus x2 subject to the constraints -2x1 minus 3x2 greater than or equal to -7, 2x1 plus 3x2 greater than or equal to 7, and x1 plus x2 is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, right, and x1 x2 greater than or equal to 0. So that is, we can write it as minimize z equal to 3 1 into x1 x2 subject to the constraints -2 -3 2 3 1 1 x1 x2 greater than or equal to -7 7 1. Okay, so just as we have done earlier, that is minimize z equal to cx such that ax greater than or equal to b. So we convert it to its dual, maximize z equal to zd, maximize zd equal to b transpose w such that a transpose w is greater less than or equal to c transpose. Okay, so this is the cost now, and the matrix gets transposed. Okay, so we'll be left with maximize z equal to -7 w1 plus 7 w2 plus w3 subject to these two constraints. Okay, and we can simplify it. I can take -7 common in the first one, and for the first constraint we can take -2 common. For the second constraint we can take -3 common. Okay, but the problem doesn't end here. Okay, why? Because initially our problem had two variables and two constraints. So in the dual also should have two variables, two constraints. Okay, if the dual has two constraints, if the primal has two constraints, then the dual will have two variables, right? If the primal has two constraints, then the dual will have two variables. So in this particular case, so the dual should have only two variables and two constraints. Okay, but what do I get here? I have got three variables here, w1 w2 and w3. Okay, so here what I have to do, I have to just observe that this w1 and w2, they appear as w1 minus w2 in each of the constraints as well as in the objective function. Okay, so what we do is we replace w1 minus w2 with a new variable called w. Okay, then w is the difference of two non-negative variables, hence w is unrestricted in sign. Thus the required dual is maximize zd equal to -7 w plus w3 subject to the constraints -2 w plus w3 is less than or equal to 3, and -3 w plus w3 is less than or equal to 1, and w3 greater than or equal to 0 is unrestricted. W3 is greater than or equal to 0 and w is unrestricted because w is the difference of two non-negative variables. Okay, so this w will be unrestricted. Okay, so in the points that I had noted, there was one of the points where I said that if the ith constraint is an equality, then the ith variable in the dual is a unrestricted. Okay, so here we see in this problem the first constraint was an equality, so the first variable in the dual is also unrestricted. Okay, so this is how we illustrate. So note that if there are m constraints in the primal, then there are m variables in the dual, and if there are n variables in the primal, then there are n constraints in the dual. Okay, so this already we had stated. Okay, and so in the next lecture I'll show you some more problems of converting into the dual problems. Okay, till then, thank you.